Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nona from thealignedlover.com. I have another video for you. In my series, we are looking at all of the rising signs by Decan. So we are looking at the Aries rising from 10 degrees to 19.99 degrees. Tropical calculations. I get my data from astrotheme.com. If you don't like tropical, that's fine, but this is what I am looking at. Again, I did not find a single unifying theme. Like with the first Decan of Aries, there are many variations, but overall, I see a kind of square, oval, or skull face shape, a delicate forehead, more equal width across cheekbones and jaw, rather than the very tapered and angular first Decan kind of heart-shaped face going on, a thin nose bridge and straight or elongated nose tip, a relatively narrower, more delicate mouth, taut cheeks, and little distance between the brows and eyes, so lower set brows, giving them a very focused look. Overall, the second degree's Aries rising is a little bit more gradually contoured and moderate than Decan 1, with similar facial feature placement, and by that I mean the features are a little bit more centralized or gathered closer to each other rather than spaced out very widely across the face. They have a little bit more of a compressed look, the overall Aries rising, I mean. And overall, the second Decan Aries is beautiful in a direct but sensual way that does not lose the Aries rawness, but it is a little softer than the first Decan. Alright, our first example, Amber Rose and Barbara Mori. Well, first of all, I have to applaud how beautifully they pull off the buzz cut. I'm jealous. And you can see they have a very similar delicate forehead, that delicate nose bridge, quite straight, similar mouth, very similar face shape, and almond eyes overall. Just gorgeous. Next, we have two beautiful fairy queens, Isabelle Adjani and Olivia Hussey. They have a very similar vibe. It's fiery but airy fairy, but not overly delicate and fragile. There's a sense of, I would say, available confrontation or impact in their aura that makes them so compelling to look at. Next, we have Florence and Alice and Agnes Taglioni. I mean, look at those face shapes, those gorgeous cheekbones, those noses, those eyes and brows, the smile. Beautiful. I love the strong kind of like dimpling and muscle definition when they smile. I think that's so gorgeous to look at. Next, we have Milva and Katharine Ross. Very similar face shape with a shorter forehead, slightly wider spaced eyes, short distance between the brows and eyes, similar mouth and nose. And here we have Mira and Katharine Ross, and they also look very similar, especially throughout the eye and nose area and the philtrum distance. Next, we have Lynn Anderson and Valerie Perrine. This one is a little bit more dependent on what angle you're looking at them through, but similar face shape, forehead, eyes, brows, smile, very similar. And this one is fun because you have to look past the styling, but Virginia Johnson and Joanne Worley share a square face shape, similar nose, similar eyes, similar smile. Next to Astrid Gaillard and Bryce Dallas Howard, and Astrid is a professional athlete who competes like outside. Her sport is outdoors, so she's not gonna look as, I would say, delicate as Bryce Dallas Howard, who is an actress who probably does not spend as much time outdoors, but they have similar facial structures. If you can imagine Astrid with different brows and some makeup on and different hair, you know, the similarities I think would be very, very prominent. Next, we have Vittoria Puccini and Paolo Saluzzi. I mean, look at that face shape, those cheekbones, those eyes, the mouth, just gorgeous. Here we have glamour queens Dorian and Leigh and Danielle Bianchi, models with that elegant, sophisticated look in their face. If you can imagine them with similar brows, I think it would be even more powerful of a similarity, but their face shape, their brows, their forehead, that nose, their mouths, and just the overall vibe. It's like elegant, but almost like feline. Next, you have Katharine Fulop and young Miko. Look at that face shape. Come on. The eyes, the nose as well, and even the mouth. Even the way the mouth like sits, resting, is so similar. And lastly, we have Camille and Holly Williams. This one can be a little hard to see because obviously one is brunette, one is blonde, but if you imagine this professional athlete with a little bit more makeup and a little bit more styling, you can see that they have very similar face shape, eyes, nose, mouth, chin, overall very, very similar. So that was it for today's video. As you can see, there is that theme that carries over from the first Decan, similar facial proportions, similar features that give that direct, I would say not quite predatorial, but more narrowed gaze that still has this kind of innocence to it, which I think is so Aries. It's like the ram and the lamb at the same time. So that's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. We'll go over the last Decan of Aries, and then I'll go through all of the signs in order. So sorry, Pisces risings, for having to wait the longest, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun looking at all of these photos. If you have any similarities in mind, even if they don't share the same rising sign, let me know in the comments. And if you have any insights about other elements of their charts, I would love to know. I can't look at all of their charts. It's just too much data to sort through, but yeah, if you have any insight on that, let me know. And if you need any styling help, including styling based on possible astrological influences, check out my site, thealignedlover.com. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.